Hello, welcome to the Out of the Park Baseball career mode that I'm going to be working on here. Career mode, save, franchise. I'm not quite sure how to term it. I'm going to go with career mode because ultimately what I'm going to be doing, I want to start in the lower minor leagues and ultimately I want to work my way up to the majors. My end goal is to go from manager from rookie league, go up to Major League Baseball and be a general manager slash manager, and basically run a Major League Baseball team. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start in the low league and kind of just build up and do that sort of thing. And the reason why I want to do that is I ultimately want this to kind of be almost like a role-playing sort of experience. I've always kind of liked that thing in sports games where you can build a player from the worst to the best. I always like the underdog coming through. It's why I always pick the best teams to rebuild. I love NBA 2 or NCAA or College Hoops 2K8, sorry, where you start at a low team and you can only pick from a handful of teams. And as you build prestige, you can move up the ranks and become coach of a better team, or you can continue to stay at the same school that you've always stayed at and build them up too. So I've always liked that kind of aspect, and I wanted to bring that into out of the park baseball here because I think there's an opportunity for that. One idea I've always had in the past, and unfortunately, because of the way the game works or because of the licensing issues, this game doesn't have a lot of foreign leagues. It used to have, you see, they have Korean, you see, they have the British League and then some independent leagues. They used to have a lot more foreign leagues. They had Germany, Czech Republic, England, Germany. I said Germany, but Italy, I believe. They had a bunch of different foreign leagues. They had Japan, they had Korea, they had. Um, I don't know. I don't know exactly all they had, but they had a lot more of a list due to some licensing issues, due to losing the rights to the Japanese Baseball League, and ultimately due to the fact that the developers behind Out of the Park Baseball, it's a smaller game developer, didn't want to take any chances as far as like lawsuits and things like that. They kind of lost essentially a lot of those international leagues. So there's not a lot of those anymore. And I think the ideal thing for me, it would be kind of fun to start in a foreign league and see if I can work my way up to the United States and minor league baseball in America and things like that. Unfortunately, with the options of leagues, it's still doable. You could start in Britain and do that. Go to Korea. I just don't have interest in doing that. Um, so that's just not how I want to do this. So what I'm going to do instead is start in rookie league in the minor leagues, and my goal is to work my way up to the majors. Now I could start an independent league. There's 4 independent leagues, and each one kind of is equivalent to what you would say a major minor league baseball class is, but that's not going to be the route I take either. I'm going to start in affiliated baseball and see if I can work my way up to a major league job. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start as in the Florida Complex League with the Chicago Cubs. I picked the Cubs because the Cubs are my favorite team, um, and this will give me an opportunity. And the reason why I want to pick an affiliated team as opposed to going to an independent league, I just want to get to know more prospects in baseball and kind of have an understanding of that. Because as far as I know, every single player listed does exist in real life, and they're all in the majors, or they're all in professional baseball in some capacity. Although this is from 2024, so there's a chance that some of them aren't anymore. They've been released, or whatever happens. Maybe they're in some of those independent leagues. I don't know. I don't know the path of all of these players, so I don't completely know where they've ended up. I've also kind of want to be manager because you can't really be a general manager of a minor league team. I do know that role does exist. I don't exactly know what they do because you're not signing players. Obviously, like the independent leagues, you could have that option, but in here, you're not in control of player movement, up or down. You're not in control of signing players. You're literally the manager. I wanted to do more of a gameplay oriented thing too, because I don't really know if that thing exists as much in the out of the park baseball world. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where it's team building, which is absolutely what the game is probably made for. I don't even know if there's be any interest in this, but whatever. I think it's an interesting thing that I could find fun, and I like to play the individual game. So for me personally, I think it could be an enjoyable experience, and that's what I want to do. So I'm going to start with the Arizona Complex League. the Arizona Complex League is a rookie league team or rookie league in Arizona, and I start there as opposed to Dominican for the main reason that I don't know Spanish, and I feel like if I was to manage a Dominican rookie league team, I feel like I should know Spanish. So just for some sense of realism, obviously I could pretend for the sake of the game. It's fictional. I do know Spanish, but I decided I wanted to play the Arizona Fall League. So that's what I'm going to do, or the Arizona not Fall League, but the Complex League is what they call it. I yeah, I do believe there's an Arizona Fall League and it's separate. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, that's what I kind of want to do here. The other thing is I'm not that familiar with these lower leagues. I'm not that familiar with these lower leagues, so I don't really know these players very well. So this will be an interesting experience where I get to know these players, and maybe in real life, 4 to 5 years, one of these guys pops up and I'll be like, "Hey, I remember him from my out of the park baseball 25 career mode thing that I did." So just as an aside, I do find that to be interesting. I think what's interesting here too, maybe not interesting. So the way this kind of works is, so right now the ratings are set up as what they are um, to major league level. So basically, these are not good prospects. None of these are. The highest prospect you see here is a two-star prospect, Michael Carrico. I apologize for mispronouncing his name. It looks like he's actually played a little bit in single A, so he has been promoted before. If you look at his stats, you have Myrtle Beach, so he's played at low A ball before, but he's back down here in this game. And what happens is you have a general manager who's raising and lowering, promoting and demoting players all the time, cutting some players, releasing players, and I just kind of get to work with what I'm handed, which is kind of a unique little challenge. There's another two-star prospect here, and Yalhi Melendez. And you would think, when you think of like minor league baseball, you think ultimately the goal is development with this role, not necessarily winning. But in this game, I have to figure winning ultimately matters as far as like your manager meeting owner goals and things like that. So it's kind of unique in that aspect. I don't know if developing players is necessarily how I would be judged, because there are, if you go here to your front office and your organization, uh, maybe I'm going to the wrong place. Where am I going here? I'm trying to find the owner portion, or the manager, at least the manager goals and manager options, history notes, manager's office. I feel like this is easier to find when you're just like the general manager. Um, I'm sure it'll pop up eventually, but anyways, you have this is the role. So all I handle right now is lineups, pitching staffs, player strategies. That's it. I could set development levels for each player. But other than that, everything else is handled by the GM of Chicago, which is going to be, if you go up here, Connor Hawkins, general manager of Chicago Cubs. And obviously, you have their uh, staff here, but actually, it's really really weird. He has Ryan Flaherty doing everything on the staff, and nobody else. So that's kind of bizarre. You would think you want somebody to kind of take over and utilize your teaching roles. But anyways, that's not my problem. Going back down here to the Arizona Complex Lead. So this is my club. All I have is me. I'm GM and manager, but I'm not a GM. I'm just a manager. Clayton Mortensen's my pitching coach and hitting coach. And I think I can. I'm not sure if I can fire these people or not. It doesn't look like I can. Okay, so this is my team. Pretty good pitching coach as far as he teaches pitching. He's excellent. And there's that. Young kid, little baby, 29-year-old as our hitting coach. But not for that level. Not for that level. He's maybe 7, 8 years older than these people. Here are today's games. This is kind of the list of who's playing. I'm not sure where our game is necessarily. It's kind of weird. I'll figure it out. Oh, it's because I have it on Florida Golf League. That's silly. Good job. Okay, there we go. So today's game right here. And so here we are. We're in May 6th of 2024. This is actually the beginning of the Arizona League season. If you look at our schedule, it's a very short schedule, 2 months of baseball. So that's all we have to worry about. 2 months. And there you have it. Um, Not much to it. You got the Dodgers teams, obviously they're all rookie league versions of major league teams. I looked a little bit into the Arizona Complex League, and in 2023, the Dodgers actually won the World Series, or the championship, or maybe it was last year in real life. They won this. In recent years, the Dodgers Arizona team won. Obviously, they won the World Series in real life in this season, so, you know, successful franchise, obviously. Because we've simulated a May 6th, we actually have had some of the real Major League Baseball season play out. So what we're going to do is take a look at that too. Look at our standings. This is where everything kind of stands right now. Again, it's May, so it's early in the season. And at the end of this year, we can kind of compare what happened with real Major League Baseball. But you got surprising things like the Rockies being 21-13 and in a wild card spot. The Cardinals are playing really, really well. The Cubs in first place. The Brewers are struggling. Obviously, we know what happened in real baseball. Nobody's really taken over and been completely dominant. The Dodgers are pretty good as expected with their talent and stars, but the Diamondbacks are surprising. 8-27, very, very bad. Obviously, they were solid again last year, and then remember in 2023 they of course made the World Series. The White Sox are on a much better pace than in real life, although they are on a 6-game losing streak. The Angels are kind of a disaster per usual. Texas is struggling and underachieving just like they did in real life. Um, Astros kind of off to a slow start. The East is kind of shaking up as it did in real life too a little bit. So, some interesting things here. We'll see how it ultimately ends. Tigers, Yankees, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Obviously the Yankees won the division, but it's early in the season. It's only May. And we'll go through that as stuff as the season goes on, so we can kind of a real time update on what the real majors are doing too, while we're kind of doing our thing in the minors. The thing with, like I said, the thing with our league is we don't have a lot of control over our personnel. We can only coach what we have in front of us, and we can only play our roster with who we have, because the manager. What happens usually in the minor leagues is you're gonna have a player play well. It's gonna be decided that that kid's ready to get called up, so you'll lose your good players. So you have to kind of work your way around that, which is a little interesting. And the other thing is, like I said, we want to adjust these ranking ratings to who they're, excuse me, to our league, but also you're kind of working with um, prospects, so you kind of know where they're going to stand there. But what we're going to do right now, so we get a better idea of how good our players are compared to our league, and we do this. Even comparison to our league, these players aren't very great. You look at these rankings, a lot of low, and it's going to be a tough team to work with. A lot of potential to get better in our league, but that doesn't really mean much to me. We don't want to get better for our league. We want to get better for major leagues or whatever. So I do think this is going to be a tough season. Like if you compare it to let's look at our opponent today, the Dodgers. I guess they're kind of rated the same. Hmm. I guess there's going to be an element of learning how this works. You do have some better players there, and let's say we're just kind of going through team by team. I guess everybody kind of has high potential. Not a lot of like superstar standout players. Jack Alexander here for the Rangers. Be interested to see. So he's a 4 out of 5 or 4-star rating, 5-star potential in the league. I wonder what he's like as far as a prospect. He's not even a great prospect, so that's kind of interesting. Um, I don't know. I guess now that I look at that a little bit, it's hard to really tell how good this club will be because you see the potential, but it's hard to see where a lot of the skills are. Um, yeah, just kind of similar things all around. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this breaks down. Here's our lineup so far, and just going based off of. I'm gonna go back to Major League Baseball rankings. And what I've seen so far is some of these guys have already been called up. A lot of the guys with faces I actually manually edited, so all these guys have been on the roster this whole time. But if they don't have faces, then they were just called up since I've been simulating to get to this point. So like Nazier Mule, Jairo Diaz, they actually weren't on the club to start the season, but they've been moved here since. And our roster was a little funky at first. Now we actually have a pretty good array of position players. And the same thing here with our pitching staff. Actually, don't have a starting pitcher. That's great. Should probably get a number one starter. I think I do have this guy here, Luis Rojano. He's actually already pitched at Myrtle Beach, and he's been struggling. We're going to put him in the starting rotation. They all have uh, pitch counts where they're capped at, too. And that's because they're minor league players. Now, I don't know what happens if I pass that in game. I guess we will find out because I'm not sure. But if it was simulating, he would be pulled at this point. But that's not quite how this works in this capacity. The other thing here, I haven't actually looked at the pictures, so we're going to go relative to Florida Complex League. Same thing. I have Daniel Brown. He looks like he's pretty good reliever for us. Kenton Egbert. Yeah, so it looks like the pitching is a little better, especially in terms of relief pitchers, not like really great starting pitchers. And the other thing too, my understanding with the Arizona League is there is no cap in your roster. You can have as many players as you want, which does give me a little bit of an advantage as far as team building. So right now we have 50 players on our roster, and I guess my job will be to kind of fit them in and see how they can all work for us. See if they can help us win some ball games. So that's what we're going to be doing. And then my goal, again, ultimately is to work my way up to the majors. The other thing with this game is I don't think, if you've ever played Football Manager, a soccer game, different developer, it's much more challenging to get hired by other teams depending upon what your personal ratings are. So in that, it feels a little bit more rewarding if you're offered other positions because you feel like you have to kind of work through a process. You have to apply for jobs. Teams accept you. They don't accept you. It's a more immersive experience. This game's not like that. I'm pretty certain, and I'm not going to do it because I'm not wanting to move up. I think if you just apply for any of these jobs, and granted, there's no major league offers, so there is an element of that where you'll feel earned, but all these minor leagues, I believe, will hire you if you apply. I could be wrong, but that element is not as much there. And so I want to be a challenging, rewarding experience. So because of that, what I'm going to do, I kind of like this logo. I like how they use the old Phillies logo for this um, Norwegian, or not Norwegian, for the Dutch team. Anyways, um, I want it to be kind of an experience. So I want it to be not necessarily a challenge, but I want it to be more of a slow build, kind of more of a role-playing experience. So I'm going to use this team to work my way up. And so I'm going to have parameters. I don't know exactly what the parameters for success will be to where I'm prepared to move up, but I do want to move up one level at a time. So my next role would be a single A team. So let's say the Stockton Ports are hiring, or the Modesto Nuts, or if I wanted to stay in my own organization with the Cubs, which I don't see. I believe it's Myrtle Beach. Don't see it as an option. So work way up. Another thing, because I grew up in a small town, and I ultimately would want a smallish town who had single A baseball. I grew up in the Quad Cities, and I'm not seeing them on here either. But like, it would be cool if I took over the Quad City River Bandits and play with them for a little bit. Or locally here in New England, where I live now, I could take over an independent team, the New England Knockouts, who play in Massachusetts, Brockton, Massachusetts. I could do that for a little bit, but I want to kind of earn those positions while I work my way up to the major leagues. So, for example, I have it written down. Wikipedia or Google, I mean, says the Atlantic League, which I believe is what the New England Knockouts are in, is a AAA team. So I'd have to work my way up to AAA equivalent, which is obviously you go A plus, double A, triple A. So you'd have to work your way up to that point. Um, like I said, I don't have the parameters for what earns that promotion, but I don't necessarily want to go, oh, I could apply for the Durham Bulls right now. Let me do that. I don't want to do that. I also think the game's a little bit weird in how they offer positions because they do this with really super successful teams. Like I've played some historical franchises where you have the best team, for example, like let's say the Boston Red Sox are in the championship. They're perennial championship contender, but then their job is open. And you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. That team's won like 3 championships in a row. I think some of it is because they're not meeting their owner goals, which are going to get harder and harder as the team's better and better. So I'm sure some of that's applying, but to me, it's just not realistic. I'm like, well, I don't want to take over another winning team. I don't want to take over a bad team. That seems like more of a sensible thing to do. So that's another reason why I want it to be more of a slow burn. I think just add a little bit more realism to it, and not necessarily just jump right into somebody else right away. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to take wins and losses into consideration there because you can't completely control the personnel. And in baseball, you really can only control the players you have on your team. Like, if I'm given a certain roster, I can only win with the roster you give me. Like, some of it, like, yeah, you can coach players up, and especially at a developmental level, sure. I'm sure that's there. But at the end of the day, you still have what you have, and you can only work with what you work with. So I'll give myself a little bit of a slack there. My goal is to still win, but, you know, if it seems like I have a handle in the league, or I don't know exactly what parameters I'll use. I'll give myself that permission to move up to single A. Maybe I just get tired with this level. And to be honest, I'm not the most interested in the rookie level. I'm more interested in getting into the regular minors of the double A, the single A, like play with a little bit those teams with more history, who aren't necessarily have the same names as their major league team. This is just kind of a start. And then within those minor leagues, you get to play with more prospects that people have heard of and people know a little bit more in the baseball ranks. And I think just that'll just be a little bit more interesting to me. But it'll be kind of fun to start up with something new. And like I said, kind of earn that step forward. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go right into the first game. We play the Dodgers, um, Arizona Complex League team. They start Kwang Hung Woo, who is listed as being out of Korea, and this is his information. And like I said, my understanding is pretty much all these people are real. So if you Google these people, they do exist. I don't know what level they're at now because again, these games are taking place well before today. I thought about doing next year and having the game start at that point because you can do that. It just takes so long to load, and I don't know. I just wanted to get it underway and not sit there and let it load. Just not really. And then plus, I didn't know like how bringing previous downloads in would affect things. It would have been interesting to have Kyle Tucker already on the Cubs, having Devin Williams on the Yankees, like trades that just happened yesterday, literally. But I don't know if the game would even have taken those into effect yet, or if there needs to be another update or something along those lines. I'm not quite sure. And it took so long to load that I wasn't ready to commit to that sort of thing. So we're just going to start in 2024. What I figure too is by the time I get to the majors, everything's going to be so different. It won't matter anyways. We'll kind of have, like I said, a template of what's going on in the major league season because I'm going to go back up and check it out and do updates on that too. But I ultimately am mostly interested in playing out this season. And so that's what we have going on right now. Like I said, our first game is against this Dodgers team. And we'll see what we have. Winning games is going to be important. We only play 2 months in this season, so winning games is very, very important if we want to compete in this league. Um, we'll go right into the game. And I'm going to have computer AI do base running. And the reason why I do it that way is because I want it to simulate basically having a base coach. Like you have a base coach who makes those decisions with your manager. You're not out there. I know at like high school and college, the team coach and manager will manage third base. And if that was the case, I would set myself up as the base coach, but that's not what we do. So I won't be setting it up as that way. Um, going to have more of a TV broadcast, although I don't know if these games are televised, but we're going to pretend they are. And we'll have more of a TV broadcast here. And if the camera gets messed up to start off with, we'll fix it. But this is what we have going on right now. I'm going to go. I'm trying to think of how this game is going to end up playing out. We'll do dynamic camera, and if the camera's weird, we'll change it. But here we go. This is our roster. Christian Olivo is playing second base for us. And right now it looks like it is set up to the Fall League stats, so I guess we'll just go with that. Yahil Melendez is our shortstop. Pretty good contact power. Pretty good for his level. There's some good, oh, these are all potential. So the top numbers there, they're actual numbers. Not very great. Melendez looks like he's a decent hitter. Drew Bowser got strong power, not a great contact hitter. Michael Carousel, pretty solid hitter for this level. Carter Trice, and that's probably why he was up in Myrtle Beach. Carter Trice, decent hitter. Jose Escobar, Nazir Mule, Jairo Diaz, pretty good potential for contact, but not really showing it all. Same with Alfonso and Rosario. Will Sanders is our starter. Not the greatest stats, good stuff. Everything else is kind of not great. Not great stamina, but solid stamina for today. I'm used to seeing pitchers from years ago who could go 120 pitches, but we of course know that's not going to happen. At least it's not supposed to happen. We'll see how well I pay attention. Hopefully I do what I'm supposed to do there. Going against the Dodgers, Nicholas Perez, Jaron Elkins. Zaire Hope looks like a solid player. Dylan Campbell looks like a good player. Emil Morales, strong power, only 17 years old too. Logan Wagner, and also Spanish. Interesting. He's from Spain. That's interesting. Los Palmas. Okay, that's kind of fun. I'll have to look more into him because that's kind of interesting. A 17-year-old from Spain playing for the Dodgers team. Logan Wagner, Yo Jackson Laya, Eduardo Rojas, and Cameron Decker. Seems like a winnable game, to be quite honest. I don't think this is anything like mind-blowing. I think our rosters are pretty similar. This thing kind of has it mostly down the middle. Cubs have 4, Dodgers have 5 advantages. Nothing crazy. Pitcher, I think he's a little bit better than ours, but we'll see how it plays out. The game says they're tied, but that's going based off the star rating. Yeah, this will be kind of interesting to see. Like I said, I have no familiarity with any of these players, so ultimately, yeah, don't know exactly what's going to happen, but here we go. Game 1 of the series against the Dodgers. This is a 2-game set, so we will play. Nicholas Perez up to bat first for the Dodgers. Will Sanders is on the mound. We're going to go not pitch by pitch because I tried that once. I tried that with that Cardinals thing that I was trying to do. It takes way too long, and I just don't have the time or patience for it. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to play the game as the way I've been playing it before, trying that. So here we are, 1-2 pitch here, and Sanders will strike out Perez to start the game. Jaron Elkins, 2-2 pitch. He will also strike out to start the game. Jairo Diaz is my catcher. Zaire Hope, and like I said, he's pretty good for this level. He takes a 2-strike count. He's going to strike out as well, so great start for Sanders as he strikes out the side. That's a good way to start the managing career. In fact, I told him to go out there and just strike out every single person you pitch, and that, my friends, is called coaching. And that is why I'm going to get up to the major leagues and be a great coach. Christian Olivo on 2-strike count. He strikes out. Yellow Melendez, 1-0 count, and we might have our first contact of the game, and we do, and Melendez cracks one to right field. It's driving caught at the track. So that is 2 outs, but finally some contact made. Drew Bowser on the 1-0 count. He's also going to make contact. He's going to pop up to short, or third maybe. Yep, shortstop, so that'll end the inning. Will Sanders now to Dylan Campbell. Let's see if he can keep his streak alive. 3-1 pitch, ball 4. We're going to set up to double play depth here. I'm going to try to limit shifting, and the reason why, and we'll see if I change my mind on that, because ultimately I do want to win. The reason I want to limit shifting is I just kind of feel like it's weird at the minor league levels because you want players to kind of learn how to play defense and be well-rounded, and I don't see the point in handicapping them at this level. I don't know if teams agree when they build, but that's just kind of my philosophy on it. Also, we are playing at Sloan Park, which is the spring training home of the Cubs. That's kind of how this league works. Is from what I read, at least, these teams play at the spring training park of the team, and then any ballpark outside, they kind of fit them in just throughout Arizona. That's why it's called the Arizona Complex League. So that's kind of what I learned a little bit when researching this league. Like I said, I don't know too much about it, but yeah, just something to know. Will Sanders now facing Emil Morales in an 0-1 count. He's actually bunting. I'm going to keep double play depth then because it's no 2 count. Kind of surprised that they're bunting. He's the 5 hitter. It's the first inning, and it's 2024. We're playing modern baseball, but that's what they're doing. Fly out to center, though, and he's out. Maybe he should have bunted. Maybe it was a good call by their manager. We're going to again play double play depth. Logan Wagner is a moderately dangerous hitter, and he's going to line a single to right. So we have a problem here. First and second, 2 outs, or 1 out. Jackson Laya to the plate. Hopefully we can get out of this inning. He's going to bunt. Okay, I'm surprised at all the bunting. Maybe they do that at this level. I don't know, but I'm surprised that we've seen 2 bunt attempts so far. I'm definitely not expecting that. Also might be because I'm playing my guy back. But anyways, Laya strikes out. Eduardo Rojas. 1-2 count. He strikes out. So good job by Sanders to get out of this inning. Good stuff there. Maiko Carousel. Again, he has some single A experience, so probably one of our better players on this roster. He's hitting 4, so that definitely does fit. On the 2-0 pitch, he's going to hit a high fly ball to right that will be caught. 1 away. Carter Trice. And that name does sound familiar. One of the prospects here I do feel like I've heard of, Carter Trice. I'll look into that a little bit more. Unless he gets called up right away, then I will completely forget. But he strikes out. So nothing really much doing for us here. 2-2 pitch, and he strikes out swinging as well. We go down to the third. Cameron Decker hits the DH, hitting 9th. That is a great use of a DH. 0-2 pitch, and he grounds to first. Nice play there. Nicolas Perez, he's 0 for 1 today. And on the 1-0 count, he is 0 for 2 today. He's going to fly to right field. And that's caught. If you notice, too, the park is generic. I probably could find Slow Park on the Out of the Park baseball forums and put that as the stadium. But I figured for this low level, I don't think that's completely necessary to do. Maybe it's something you'll see a change as the videos go on. I don't know. I might be more inclined to do it as we go further along. I think the entire AAA is available and a lot of AA is available too. So as we move up, I might insert more stadiums into the game. I do have Modern Woodman Park in the game, which is the Quad City River Bandits. Like I said, that's the team I grew up with. I actually used to work for them in concessions about 20 years ago when they were the swing of the Quad Cities. Now they're the Quad Cities River Bandits. So that's a possibility if I do move to that club. And like I said, I don't know how this is going to shake out. I will definitely put that stadium in the game if that does happen, but we'll see how it goes. Elkins is up now for them. He struck out in the first inning when a lot of players did. He's going to strike out again. So Sanders is pitching really, really well. Nazier Mule up here hits his first at bat of the game for us. 3-2 count. Grounds to short. Jairo Diaz now up at the plate. 1-0 count, and he grounds to second. Let's see if we can finally get a base runner in this game. As Alfonso Rosario at the plate now. 0-2, or he's going to swing at the first pitch, and he grounds to short. So far, the Dodgers are perfect through 3 innings, which is not what I told my team to do pregame. I told them to definitely not have a perfect game against you. You probably want to score runs. So far, my coaching on offense, not great, but the coaching I gave to Will Sanders when I said strike out most of their lineup is been very, very good. So good on me there. Terrible hitting advice so far. So I have to fix that. Though it's my hitting coach's fault. It's not mine. Anyways, there's a fly out to center. Zaire Hope does fly out. Dylan Campbell, who's the only guy who has gotten on base this game. Or no, he's not the only guy to get on base, but he did walk his first time up. 0-2 pitch. He'll strike out this time. Emil Morales. 3-0 count. I think we have a walk. Yeah, unfortunately, we walked the guy. 0-2 pitch. You have Diaz or Wagner up. He's the only person who's gotten a hit this game. 3-2 pitch to him. He strikes out this time. Man, good pitching all around. Bottom 4. We've only gotten Wu to throw 30 pitches, so we need to get some action going here. Olivo 0 for 1, obviously. Let's see if we can start putting some pressure on this guy. There we go. There's a base hit up the middle for Olivo. So the first hit in my minor league manager career mode, or save, or thing that I'm doing, or however you want to determine it, is by, what's his name? Christian Olivo. So the first hit, and he's a guy with some experience. He's played 1 game at Myrtle Beach, so good for him. Good for him. But lead off single. Let's see if we can do something with it. Yoel Melendez, pretty decent hitter. Let's see if we can put more pressure on these guys. 1 call, 2 strikes. No, he's going to strike out. Olivo, I'm going to take a look at his speed. Decent speed ratings. I might try to steal a bag here. The problem with doing this way, though, you can only really steal on the first pitch unless they decide not to go. So he'll take a few pitches, but it's a little tough for that reason. But yeah, I'm going to go for it. We're going to try to steal a bag. Nope, they're going to throw over to first. So they are on to us a little bit. We'll try it one more time. Nope. He actually decided not to go. So, no balls, 1 strike. We're just going to do a regular attempt here in a wild pitch. So the Woo actually does our job for us. He actually throws a wild pitch, so our runner does advance. And now we have a guy on. 1 ball, 2 strikes, but we have 2 outs to get this run in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, strike 3. Not a lot of contact in this game for either team. Carousel, let's see if he can drive him home. 3 balls, no strikes. He walks. I wonder if that was a pitch around him situation. I mean, they didn't intentionally walk him, but 3 balls, no strikes, and that strike just looked like they had no interest in facing him. So Trice is going to have to come through if we're going to get anything going here. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Trice, and he strikes out. All right, on to the 5th. Sanders only at 58 pitches. We'll see if we get somebody up in the bullpen soon. Because a lot of these guys do have the 80 pitch count, and I don't know if the game's going to make me adhere to that or not. But my guess is they don't. But you don't want to tire these guys out, and I don't know if that'll affect how the manager feels about you or the GM. Probably doesn't, but why take those chances? You know, we got 800 players on this roster. We might as well use them. But anyways, the first out was made, and now we have an 0-2 pitch to Rojas. He's going to ground to first. And Diaz up. I'm sorry, I keep mistaking the catcher. It's Cameron Decker who's up. Catcher for the hitter. I need to stop doing that. A hit by pitch to the 9th hole hitter. And so Perez is going to get his 3rd attempt, and I do believe there is a 3rd at-bat penalty, so we'll see if he can get out of this. 3 balls, 1 strike, and that is a problem. Deep to right center, it's a home run. So the Dodgers take the 2-0 lead over us. Yeah, that's the exact thing that I just said. There is a 3-time through the lineup penalty that is actually put into the game. I do know that exists. Don't know if that came into play there or what happened, but unfortunately we do allow the home run. A little bit difficult to figure out who's actually good here, so we're actually going to go to this screen to determine our pitching, our bullpen. I'm not going to waste Daniel Brown because we're losing. Yeah, I don't know. I can feel like I can just pick and choose any of these guys. Who the heck knows? Omar Ortega, we'll put him up. He has some experience. Yeah, I want to warm him up. Yeah, I think this is the guy we're going to use. See what Wilmer Ortega's got out of the bullpen, but he's got to warm up. Jaron Elkins, here we go, 1-2 count. The unfortunate strikes him out, but man, the one mistake, that's disheartening. Hopefully our team can kind of start to hit it a little bit too, but we're not even getting through the lineup at all. Like our offense has been poor. First pitch, Jose Escobar is going to fly to right. We're just not making him work either. I mean, he's only at 55 pitches. Mule. Here's a base hit. Okay. Well, hopefully we can maybe get a hold of one ourselves and get back into this game. You got Diaz up. 1-1 pitch. That's going to be a double play. Lines out, hits into that. They're saying it's a good defensive play, so I won't ride Mule too much on that. It's possible it was just a good play and they made a good play. It doesn't look like it was a base running error. It was more of a solid play made. I'm going to let Sanders face Hope. This is probably not smart, but we're going to do that. And he's going to fly to right. It just does feel like they're starting to hit a little bit harder. And 77 pitches, you can tell he's getting to that pitch count. And we're in the third part through. We're going to take him out. I'm going to bring in Wilmer Ortega. Vilmer, possibly. Pronunciation there, I'm not sure. 1-1 count here. And that ball is going to be ripped into the gap. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Double here for the Dodgers. And now we have Emil Morales in. We got to keep him at second. Keep this thing a 2-run ball game, please. 1-0 pitch. Flies to left. Okay, he's out. All right, let's see what happens. 3-2 count to Wagner. Walks him. I'm going to have a mound visit. I don't know if this does anything. It does at least feel like a placebo effect. I don't know if it does anything or if it's just a strategy to get your players warm, but I do use it when I'm struggling, and it does seem to work sometimes. I don't know. But I used it here, and what always happens when you hit that is the pitcher will say if he's tired or not, but it really isn't useful information because you can tell by his pitch count and like this meter here. His answer is going to be based off that every time. 1-2 pitch here, and we strike him out. So we do leave that leadoff runner on. So good pitching there for him. I don't really want the bullpen to go multiple innings. So we're going to again go to the pitching screen and see what we got. I'll bring in, do they have a lot of lefties coming in? I'm pretty sure they have the 3-batter rule, so something you got to keep in mind. We're going to, I don't know. I'll let him pitch. Going with the older players to keep us in the game. Jason Pineda, not great numbers. He's probably going to get cut if he starts to struggle. We're going to give him a shot. Not sure if it's smart from a baseball standpoint, but that's what we're going to do. So return to the game. Rosario, who's 0 for 1 this game. Going to hit one to right center. It's going to be a good defensive play, unfortunately. Nice catch there for Elkins in center field for them. But now we have the third time through, so let's hopefully we can start getting through this guy. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Olivo. He strikes out swinging. Melendez, well, on a 2-2 count, it's going to be tough. He's actually going to hit one hard, but to right, it's going to be caught. So we're going to the 7th inning. See what Pineda got. Hopefully it's something good. He faces Rojas. 3-1 count, not great. And he actually is going to ground out, so there's a break. It gets a little scary in this game when you see those hitters' counts, because that's when you know damage can happen. Decker, 2-2 pitch, strikes out. And now you got Nicholas Perez, 3-2 pitch, strikes out swinging. So good job from Pineda to get the job done. I'm going to go to the bullpen again. And we're going to again go with let's go with him. He's got some experience. Luis Martinez Gomez. He has some experience in Myrtle Beach. Not very good experience, although he's only pitched 3 games, but in 4 innings. But not very good experience. And his Arizona League wasn't great too. So hopefully he can do some things for us. Here we go. But we need to get some offense going and really, really see if we can get back in this game. Bowser line's just short. Peter Hubeck is into pitch now for the Dodgers, and he's got some good numbers. If you look at his Ratings here, decent pitcher. And yeah, and 4 star, 3.5 star player when ratings are relative to here. You look at his experience, he actually has a decent amount of regular minor league experience. So he's a guy that has had success and experience. He's going to be tough to hit for our players. A lot of these guys have not faced a guy of this quality. But let's see what we can do. Carousel is the type of guy who has, so hopefully he can come through and get a hit. He cannot. Oh boy. Carter Trice, 1-1 count, and grounds a third. That'll end the inning. We go down in order again. We have 2 hits this game. We need to figure it out. But here comes Luis Martinez Gomez for us. Let's see what he can do. Elkins up. Darren Elkins at the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and he walks him. Great. Walks him for one of their better hitters, Zaire Hope, and they steal a bag. Okie dokie. I also realized that I didn't. Oh, I did set double playoff. We're gonna go back to normal. It's going to be tough because you have Campbell up, who is a good hitter. You can't pitch around him. We got to go after him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He does strike him out. I'm going to put Campbell on. So first and second. They could put the game away if we don't get this out here. Gomez, 0-2 pitch. He does make contact, but it's a fly to right, and we do make the catch. So that's good. Now you have Logan Wagner. This is a big batter. They can really add on some insurance. We're in the top of the 8th. I need Martinez to get out of this. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and he does strike him out. Good job. So good job by our bullpen keeping us in this game. We're again going to warm up a pitcher. And this time, I want some really good pitchers in this game now because of where we're at. They also have 2 lefties up, so we're going to go with a lefty. Or 2 lefties batting next inning. They might pinch hit, but we'll go with Ethan Flanagan. He looks like he's got some decent stats. Yeah, we'll bring him in. Hopefully we can tie this game though by the time he pitches. Jose Escobar hasn't done much today. He does now. That's a base hit. So lead off single. This is a chance to get something going. Nazir Meal, who actually does have a hit today, 1 for 2, but this time he'll strike out. Jairo Diaz. That's going to be a wild pitch, so there's a chance for us to score. If we can get 1 run here, at least give us a shot in the 9th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another strikeout. Diaz, Rosario. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and we strike out again. So very poor effort from our offense there after getting a leadoff man on. That's disappointing. Let's see what we can do. Switch hitter Romeo, and I think that's a pinch hitter. Yeah, it's definitely a new hitter in the game, so we'll see. 2 balls, 2 strikes, strikes him out. Good pitch. And we got Eduardo Rojas at the plate and grounded short, and nice play. Cameron Decker. He hasn't done much today aside from that walk, I believe, and he strikes out here. So good job by our bullpen just to keep us in it. It's really just that 2-run shot that killed us. We need to get something going on offense. Noah Ruin is in. I don't know if they have a designated closer. He's listed as a closer, so maybe he does. Another guy with some minor league experience. This is not going to be easy for us. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strikes out swinging. Top of the lineup. I mean, this is at least a chance to get something going. We're just not hitting. Struck him out on a 3-2 pitch. So down to our last strike. Drew Bowser at the plate. Let's see if we can keep the game alive. And then you have Carousel, who is probably our best hitter. So if you can get on, you'll have a shot to tie the game. No ball, 1 strike. He's going to make contact here. Let's see what it is. It's going to be a chopper to the catcher who throws to first. And that's the ball game. We lose our first ever game in this save, unfortunately. Just all in all, great pitching. Our hitting was terrible, and that's disappointing. Sanders takes the loss, not really deserved. Wu pitched really well for them. Hubeck with the hold, Ruin with the save, the 2-run shot. And there's only been 1 hit this game, or 1 big play here. It was by Nicholas Perez, who gives the Dodgers the win. So that is the end of game 1 of this series. We're going to go ahead and play the entire series. It's a 2-game series, so we'll go ahead and do the next one here. Game 2 of this series is between obviously us and the Dodgers. Sam Armstrong pitches for us. Samuel Sanchez pitches for them. If we can get this win and split the series, I would be definitely happy with that, especially, it's really frustrating that we lose that first one. I have all the notifications on for our whole organization, so if anything does happen that matters, I'll let you know. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of click out of that. But Sam Armstrong is on the mound for us. This is a big game 2 of the series. We would love to at least get a split with this Dodgers club. I'm going to keep the lineup the same, but guy's got a hit, and if there's any sign of struggling, I'll probably do some pinch hitting later in the game, but it looks like their lineup is mostly the same. I do believe Shelton played as a pinch hitter last game, and Dylan Campbell, yeah, most of these guys did play last game, but all right, here we go, game 2 of the series. Nicholas Perez was the big bat yesterday with his 2-run homer. So here we go. He's going to swing at the first pitch, and he's going to ground to catcher. This actually might be a hit. It is, unfortunately. He's their leadoff man. We're going to have to be a little weary of the steal. Going to throw over the first here. And we'll do it one more time, just to make sure. 1-2 pitch, strike 3. And they're stealing, so actually it's going to be... Actually, it was a ball. The camera cut out because he was stealing, but good job by Diaz to throw him out. So he's actually 1 for 2 throwing the runners out in the season, on his young season. 3 balls, 2 strikes, strikes him out. Zaire Hope, he was the guy I was a little scared of, but he didn't do much yesterday. Let's see what he does today. 2 strikes, he's going to ground to second and throw to first to end the inning. So now here we go. Christian Olivo against Samuel Sanchez. 2 balls, 1 strike. He's going to hit one hard to center, but not hard enough. Melendez, is that a base hit? That is a base hit. There's a start. Okay, we got ourselves a hitter on. Let's see if we can get some runs. Let's see if Bowser can knock him home. Let's see if he can use that 70 power and hit one over the fence. 2 balls, 1 strike. He could hit one to short. It won't be a double play, so the runner does advance. So we have a chance to score if Carousel can score, get a hit here, but he's not going to. He's going to pop out to center and end the inning. Or not to center, but to second base. So frustrating that we can't score. Still no runs on the season yet for this club. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Campbell. Walks him. Cameron Decker, another stolen base. So they're running on us quite a bit. That's frustrating. Diaz has a 55 arm. He's a decent catcher, but unfortunately, they were able to steal a base on him. This is going to be a tough play too, and it's actually going to be an infield single. So we have first and third with nobody out, unfortunately. We're going to play double play depth, so we will allow it a run to get the double play if that does happen. And they're going to steal another attempted stolen base, and this time he's out. So they're trying to run a lot on us, and it is working. I'm going to play the infield in now because our offense has struggled so hard. Could be a mistake, but I would like to keep that run from scoring. 3 balls and 1 strike. Hits it to short, so it was a good strategy. No run scores there, so if we can get this out, it'd be a good job by Armstrong to escape this. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strikes him out. So good job. We get out of the inning without allowing a run. Carter Trice at the plate now looking for his first hit of the season. 1 ball, no strikes to Trice. Up the middle. It's going to be an out. Jose Escobar, who did have a hit yesterday. Let's see if he can get another. Nope. He's going to ground out. Mule with a 3-2 pitch. No, nothing good happening for our team so far on offense. Continue to struggle. 1 ball, 2 strikes, strikes him out. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Shelton for them. He hits a high one to the left, but that'll be caught. Not a lot of runs so far in this series, that's for sure. Good pitching on both ends. Nicholas Perez, he's the one guy who has given some offense with his home run yesterday. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He also has a hit this game, and now he strikes out. All right, we move on. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully we can finally get the bats going. 3 balls, no strikes. Ball 4, so lead off walk. Let's take advantage. I think I'm going to bunt. I know it's early in this game. I know what year it is, but we need to get some offense going. We're going to bunt. Try it one more time. Successful bunt. We did move him over. Good job by Rosario to bunt that man over to second. Oliva, let's see if he can get that single and give us the lead. He can get that single, will give us the lead. It's a hit to right, and he's going to score the run. No, he's not. They're going to hold him up. All right, first and third. I get it. Don't make stupid outs at the plate. Totally understand, but we do need to get that run home. Come on, Melendez. It's up to you, buddy. And he will hit into a double play. Welp, this team cannot score. Need to hire a better pitching coach or coach offense better. I don't know what we need to do, but not good so far. Strikeout there. Sam Armstrong's also pitching well. So our starting pitching's been good. It's just our offense. Of course, now I say that. Hope absolutely destroys one to right. He's the guy I was afraid of, and now he gives them the 1-0 lead. Oh boy. Dylan Campbell at the plate. Dodgers lead 1-0. He grounds to first. Okay, good job. Come back from the home run. Keep working, keep pitching. Cameron Decker now at the plate, and he grounds to second. So we get out of it after the homer, but they take a 1-0 lead. Well, you got to score runs at some point, so you might as well start now. Here we are. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bowser, and he hits it not well. Caught and left. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Michael, and he actually gets hit by the pitch. Hey, that's one way to do it. Gets a man on plate, on base. Trice, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strikes him out. Escobar, 1 ball, no strike. That's going to be an infield single for us. Finally, we get a little bit of luck here. We need to get that. Let's see if Meal can get that 2-out hit and bring us our first run of the season. 2 balls, 1 strike. And yes, that's going to be down the line. That's going to actually drive in 1 run. So that's a start here, down the line. 1 run scores. Will it score 2? I think it will. Nope, second and third. He held up on second, but second and third, we tie the game. Our first run of the season, Nazir Mule knocks it home. Jairo Diaz now has a chance to give us the lead. Can he get a clutch 2-out hit? 3 balls, 2 strikes, and he hits one deep to left. That ball is deep to the wall. It's gone, and we take a 3-run lead. The first homer of this career mode for our club. Jairo Diaz is the man, and it's 4-1. Cubs, Arizona Complex League team. Let's go. 4-1 lead. Hopefully we can hold it. Let's see what Rosario did. He bunted last inning. And here he crushes one to center. That one's deep, and that one is gone. Here we go. Offense. It's 5-1. I told him to do that. That's called managing right there. The Dodgers are going to the bullpen. It's Carlos Milan into pitch. Christian Olivo at the plate. Might as well keep it going after back-to-back jacks. He'll ground to short. Actually, this might be an error, and it is a bad throw. The runner is going to advance, and now things are unraveling for them. So that's good. Melendez could give us another 2-out run. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He will not. He's going to ground to second. That will finally end the inning, but a 5-run inning for us, outburst. Our first runs of the inning, and we finally bust the floodgates open a little bit. So a 5-1 lead. Sam Armstrong still pitching. No balls, 2 strikes. Lines to first. Nice play. Wagner up, 0-1 pitch, and he grounds to first. So good pitching still from Armstrong. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rojas, and he strikes out to end the inning. Probably going to get the bullpen up due to the pitch limitations here. Let's see what we should do. I'm going to have to figure out who the game thinks our closer is. We'll figure that out. You got Angel Gonzalez is our closer, so he's going to go in the 9th if it's a safe situation. But we're still early in this game, so I want guys to kind of pitch. I'm going to go, Ortega pitched yesterday. Cohen Marino is going to be the guy to go. Now, I do believe he's actually played. I do recognize him a little bit from past out of the park baseball games, just the name. And he has experience in Myrtle Beach. He's going to go this game. Let's see what he can do. Hopefully he can continue the good pitching for our club. But I would like to get some more runs and make this a little bit of a laugher. But Bowser's going to strike out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. And that ball's crushed deep to left. And Carrico, I need to learn how to pronounce his name. But either way, he destroys one and that ball's gone. So the bats are coming out to play now. It's 6-1 for your Arizona Complex League Cubs. 1-1 pitch to Trice, and he's going to line a single to right. The fireworks are even out for that one. Nice. I don't think they would pay for pyro for this game, but hey, who knows? I've never been to an Arizona Complex League game. I've heard they're free, so definitely bringing in the income. Jose Escobar now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He's going to take a walk. We can really put this thing out of reach. Mule, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and he's going to hit into a double play. So that's not putting it out of reach. We go to the 6th inning. Time to bring in. Actually, I'm going to let Armstrong pitch just a little bit more. See if I can stretch him out just a little bit. No balls, 2 strikes here. Strike 3. Nicholas Perez, 1 ball, no strikes. Going to get himself an infield single. I'm going to go with one more batter, I think, here. Elkins is at the plate, and another stolen base. Actually, he's gonna be safe. That's annoying. I might want to try pitching out or something when these guys are running the bases, although this game it hasn't mattered. All right, Armstrong, I'm going to call it a day for him. Marino's going to come into pitch. 2 guys on. Let's see what he can do. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strikes him out. Nice job. Campbell, who has hit the ball hard. No, he has not done anything today. I thought he was the one who homered, but that was Hope. That's right. Hope was the one who homered. 1-2 pitch. He's going to ground out to short. That'll end the inning. So we're going to the bottom of the 6th. Going to get more bullpen up, although I might let Marino pitch another inning because he did come in with a runner on. He hasn't pitched the whole game. But I'm going to get Grayson Moore up in the pen for us. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and strike 3. Rosario, who did homer his last at bat, will not homer this time. He's going to ground to short. Olivo, going to swing at the first pitch, and he's going to drive one to center, and it will be caught. So end of inning. Marino, let's see what he's got here. He only threw 9 pitches. I'm going to let him go at least another batter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's going to allow a hit. Probably shouldn't have done that. I'll give him one more batter. As Decker singles. Laya up, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Strikes him out. Wagner up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strikes him out. One more batter for him. If he can get this out, good for him. Yeah, he got through it all. Nice job by Moreno. I'm gonna end the inning there. I'm gonna lecture more pitches next inning, but it won't let me do that while he's batting. Pitchers do get tired if they're in the bullpen too long, so that is of concern. But I'm gonna leave him up, warming up, because I don't want him to. I want him to pitch next inning. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Base hit. Here we go, Bowser. Bowser just hitting like it's a Mario. I don't know. I have to come up with something better there. Karras is going to have his second homer of the game. Lefty on lefty crime. That ball is crushed. That ball is out of here. What a bomb hit there. That ball's gone. So 8-1. Carter Trice at the plate. He is going to line to center. And that's actually going to be a double. So we are hitting the ball very, very hard today. Very, very hard. Ooh, strikes him out swinging. Escobar strikes out. Nazir Meal is going to hit one to center, and it is caught to end the inning. So we go to the 8th. Let's bring in Grayson Moore, and he will 2-2 pitch, strikes him out. Thompson's now pinch hitting for them. He actually gets a hit, and he might be hurt, but he's not, so that's good. Brian Gonzalez now pinch hitting for them. 2 balls, 2 strikes, strikes him out. Grayson Moore is having a good outing so far. 1-1 pitch. That ball's crushed, and that will end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. We're going to warm up one last pitcher. I'm going to bring in somebody a little more. Let's bring in the 17-year-old Emmanuel Madera to pitch. 2 strikes here. No balls, 2 strikes. He's going to hit one to left. That ball's going to be caught for the out. Rosario, no balls, 2 strikes. He's going to ground one to short, and it is also going to be an out. Christian Olivo, 1 ball, 1 strike, will get himself a base hit. Melendez, 3 balls, 2 strikes, will draw the walk. And that brings up Bowser. One ball, like 1 and 4 for the day. He strikes out swinging. So let's see if we can end this game cleanly. Madeira to the plate, or to the mound. The 17-year-old facing Luis Castaneda, who's pinch hitting. 1 ball, 2 strike. It's going to be a fly ball to center. Caught. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cameron Decker. Swing and a miss, strike three. 3 balls, no strikes here. He's going to walk Laya. Walker is going to get hit by the first pitch, so the kid needs to calm down. I'm going to have a little mound visit. Hopefully that'll help. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike three. That will do it. And the Chicago Cubs of the Arizona Complex League win their first game 8-1. Fantastic managing by me. Led my team to a win. Told them to hit some home runs, play some offense. You know, just all overall great day by me on the mound. Had nothing to do with my players. It was all me. We have a 1-1 record. And that will bring us to tomorrow, and I'm going to not play this game because I will do that in the next video. That's just telling me that someone hit 3 home runs. Good for Jason Hinchman of the Colorado Complex League. But anyways, 3-game set coming up against the Cleveland Guardians. Of course, this is going to be the most important matchup of Cubs versus Guardians in the history of baseball. Of course, they were called the Indians when they played in the World Series. So most important Cubs versus Guardians matchup of all time, I assume. I don't know. Could be wrong. That's what goes on tomorrow. We're going to look at the standings real quick. We are actually playing them. They're actually in our division in this league. Unique to see that considering they are a National League team. Don't know how the wild cards work. I have to figure all this rules out. But we are 1-1. It's early on. And that will do it for this. So if you've sat through this whole thing, I thank you for watching. Leave a comment, like, share, whatever you do on YouTube. I'm still learning this thing. But that would be awesome if you did all those things. If you continue to have interest in this, I will continue to post videos on this. If not, I'm just doing it for my own entertainment, I suppose. But either way, I appreciate it if you did sit down and watch this whole thing. I know it's going to be long. Game two, or game, the next series will be against the Guardians. Let's see how we do. Hopefully it'll be great. Other than that, thank you very much, and have a great day.